Hello there and welcome back to the colony with Man of the Antz. So today something quite exciting. Today we're taking a little bit of a look at Skyrim VR. Now of all the Bethesda games, Skyrim VR is the one I was kind of most excited about. I say kind of, I was definitely most excited about because I didn't see how Doom would really work and I'd already played through Fallout quite recently. Now I have played through Skyrim as well, but nonetheless it's been some time since I played it, whereas Fallout was not that long ago. So I just loaded the game up, I did do some options and quit out and come back in again, so we're going to pick the right hand as our dominant hand. It's going to tell us that our default movement is set to teleportation. That's a lie. I did originally think that the continue option was incorrect and was saying you should press the letter T, but it doesn't. It means press the trigger, doesn't it? I've just thought about that. So we have smooth movement set up. The only thing I've done is I've turned the graphics settings up. I've turned smooth movement and smooth rotation on, and I've turned off the, what to me is very frustrating, FOV filter they call it, where it kind of narrows in your view when you're moving to oh hello. I've already done this, yes, direct movement please, thank you. Please and thank you. And we'll go over here and select our preferred turning style, which we already know as well, but this is just how the game starts out, so I thought we should at least see the very beginning. That's a bit weird the way it does that, but smooth turning please and thank you. Now the menus popping up aren't particularly smooth, are they? So here we have a first look at combat, I guess? No? Oh, what's... Oh, take the longbow, but you can only do it with your right hand. Okay. Bring the arrow to the bowstring, then press and hold right trigger to knock the arrow. Draw the bow back and release right trigger to fire. To cancel a shot, bring the arrow back to its original position and release right trigger. Okay. So bring it there, hold right trigger, pull back. It's kind of doesn't feel very accurate. Like my hand is kind of about there, so I feel like my aiming's a bit weird. Okay. No idea if that hit or not. So in the options, how do I get to the options? This way. All the options are done by the left-hand controller as well. So it's B to come in and out of the, or to come into the options. B, Y I meant. And then left stick to go up and down the menu. Oh, and right stick actually. I thought only the left stick worked. So there is in VR a realistic bow aiming option. So let's turn that on a second. Come out a bit. Oh, I see. It does make it much more horrible to use. Yeah, I'll definitely turn that off, I think, because that's not... maybe realistic, but it isn't very comfortable. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So settings, VR. So the only options I changed were turning mode, snap transition. I turned rotation speed up a bit. I might even turn up a little bit more. Direct movement I put up. Compass position I left as it was. That was all fine. I think the height's okay. Yeah, the height's about right, that's fine. Physical sneak, and I guess you have to duck down to sneak, so we'll have a look at that in a second. And the realistic swimming, I assume you have to kind of do this to swim. And these were the two options I turned off. The FOV filter, because that's horrible. And then I just turned the options up high and added a bit of super sampling, because I'm assuming that my graphics card can handle doing... it's not supposed to be, that still feels like it's... oh, it's not quite the same, is it? Because I'd have to be there. So yeah, it is a little bit... oh, I see. So the non-realistic one, your left hand does the aiming, and it doesn't matter where your right hand is. And my right hand is over here somewhere. So it doesn't matter where your right hand is. I might just go change that back again. Just see if I've made a terrible mistake. Yeah, so now it matters where my right hand... so I sort of aim with my right hand rather than my left. Well, I might stick to that then, actually. Yeah, I might stick to that. So yeah, not too bad. Yeah, not bad. I mean, I've missed a few of those, but there we go. Yeah, okay, right. Onwards then. Sorry, dummy. We need to get up there. These settings can be changed at any time in the VR settings menu. Yes, thank you. And this, I guess, that very drastic... game is stopping now. So this isn't like... I did hear someone say that the menu cave is awesome. It didn't really occur to me I was in the menu cave until just then, but it is quite awesome. I will agree with that. Add-ons. So we have all the expansions there. Now the expansions I haven't actually played before. We're definitely using the motion controllers, because what mad person would use any modern VR device and not use the motion controllers? Start a new game? Yes, please. So what I might do is I might skip through some of the intro perhaps, just so you can actually see a bit of the bulk of the game rather than just... I felt with the Fallout videos I did, the first video was almost a bit pointless because it was just the tutorial section of the game. So what I might end up doing is skipping from now until after at least we've started the game proper. So it looks okay, it runs quite well. It's a little bit jerky, I might need to drop the super sampling down a little bit. He's gone a bit weird there, isn't he? Oh, didn't like me moving around, it teleported me back to where I should be. Naughty me trying to move. Naughty, naughty me. I can't remember when the first dragon shows up, that's the only thing.
Hey, you.
Yes.
Awake.
Yes.
You were trying to cross the border, right?
Right into
that Imperial
maybe. Yeah. Okay.
That thief over there.
Are you quite quiet or is it just me?
Close. Skyrim was fine until you came along. Empire was nice and lazy. If they hadn't been looking for you, could have stolen that horse and been halfway to Hammerfell. You there. You and
Yes.
me. We shouldn't be here. It's these Stormcloaks the Empire wants. We're all brothers and sisters in bind.
The clothes textures are a bit shabby, aren't they?
Shut up back there.
Everything else looks okay. Okay, well I am going to...
Watch your tongue. You're speaking to Ulfric Stormcloak, the true...
Who are you talking? This dude?
Jarl Windhelm?
It's weird having controllers rather than hands. I think that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to leave this here. I'm going to stop the recording. I'll be back when something interesting happens, or... yeah, when I've done the character creation perhaps and the game actually kicks off so you get to see some interesting stuff rather than just the same Skyrim tutorial you've seen probably several times already in your lives. So I'll be back momentarily. And here is the first dragon. So I am on the floor because it's about to be executed. That's cool. Oh, is it gone already? Ooh. So created a character. I still don't have hands. I do wish we had hands. That's a little bit frustrating. Oh, there it is. As you can see, some of the animations in the game certainly feel a little bit... in terms of smooth location, it depends where you're pointing your controller. Which I'm a little bit 50-50 on. Sometimes I quite like it. Other times not so much. So yeah, so far the oh my word. Hello? Some of the textures are a bit muddy. You'd maybe hope they're a bit better, but you know, it's an old game, I guess. Is what it is. But some of the animations definitely are a bit janky. The lip syncing is quite good. Move to jump. So I have no actual jump button. I have no actual jump button. That can't be right, surely. Can't see an option to look at my controls. Okay. I'm going to be a little bit annoyed if I haven't got a jump button, I think. So yeah, so some of the animations are a bit crappy. Like a guy got to the edge of the cart to walk out and he just slid towards the edge rather than walking. And he did it again a bit later on where he slid rather than actually walking anywhere useful. And you can see when the dragon first lands on that tower, it's a little... definitely showing its age a little bit in some regards. On the other hand, that does mean that it's running quite smoothly, which is nice. It's a little bit of slowdown, but I have super sampled it a little bit, which hopefully will make it look a bit better for you guys as well. From a VR YouTuber's perspective, I will say that it's a little bit frustrating that the default on-screen window that they've chosen to use for Skyrim is tiny in terms of resolution. I can't quite see what it is, but it's probably like... it's about half 1080, and it's not a 16:9, it's like a 8:9 window. Which sometimes is fine. But it hasn't got any... can I open any of these? Hasn't got any fancy tricks to make it look good, so it's all like weirdly proportioned. It looks quite bad, I must say. It's not a big issue because I can use the...
there you go. Take a look around. There should be plenty of gear to choose from. I'm going to see if I can find something for these burns.
Oculus window to do it, but if you didn't know about the Oculus mirror, it might be a bit more of an issue. So what have we got here? An inferior light helmet, we'll take that, we'll take that. Oh, there's a take all button, okay.
Got to be a sword or two in one of these.
It's a bit of a shame that it looks like the pickup option is a point and press A rather than like leaning towards it and touching it. That's a little bit of a shame, I think. I would just hit take all for now. And then let's... how do we get to our... oh, how do we get to our inventory? Oh, that's a question and a half. Press X. Ah. Ah, okay. Nope. Oh, okay, that's... yeah, that's weird. I'm not a big fan of that. And again, it's not, it's just using your stick, so you may as well be sat with a controller if you're just doing this. Okay, well, let's equip that. Oh, I did make an Argonian. How can I see myself? How can I see myself? There's no way of seeing myself, is there? Oh, I have hands now. Oh, okay, that's good. Yes, I'm an Argonian character, not for really any reason. Not expecting to do a whole series on this. I'm imagining it'll just be a quick look and that'll be about it. Just because of time, really. I'm sure you've all seen Skyrim before anyway, so the story in itself isn't going to be anything amazing. And it'd be a long series, and we already have a few long series ongoing. See, why isn't that a grab and a pull? I appreciate that would be an astonishing amount of work. Oh, I didn't get to kill either of them. Just hit take all for the moment. I don't know how I keep doing that. Oh, hello. And we'll take all. We should be able to carry everything because it should be pretty... relatively strong. Not pretty strong. Let's have a quick look. Why are you over there? Why is that where my menu is all of a sudden? So we have an Iron Battle Axe. 17, 10, 8, 9. So there's not really any issues with carrying a heavier weapon, is there? You can swing it as fast as any other weapons. I wonder if you have like a stamina issue to make up for that. And do I have any... oh, so it does tell you down there if it's going to improve your rating or not. So we'll put that on. I wish there was a way of seeing you. Oh, but now I don't have... oh, because it must have been a two-handed weapon. How am I supposed to know that? Okay, let's try the mace then, shall we? Yes. So I'm guessing this, whenever that's not translucent, that's actually shielding you, I'm guessing. And that looks quite... it does sound like a sword, though. Which is a little bit disappointing. Doesn't sound... and this is where having a non-controller mapped direction of movement would be nice. Because if I got my shield up, and I press forward, I go that direction. I move very slowly with my shield up, which I guess is part of the design, so that's fine. I have no issue with that.
Damn, that dragon doesn't give up easy.
What are you doing?
Let's have a quick look to see if there was a way out of that. So I'm not a big fan of that in this game. VR. Direct movement, compass position, main hand, height, movement speed, crosshair, physical sneaking. No, there isn't a way of disabling it, is there? That's a little frustrating. Okay, no matter. No matter.
These Imperials have potions in here. We're going to need them.
That's going to make, yeah, shielding a little bit awkward. I'll see what I can do. I think I actually killed him then.
Storeroom.
Let's take all this stuff.
See if you can find some potion. Might come in handy.
I think I took that. I didn't even mean to take that. Alto wine. I'll have some wine. Can't break barrels apart. Can I take the rabbit? I can. And the bird. Yep, I'll take all of them. Nothing in that one. When we're about searching all the sacks, it's going to get silly otherwise, isn't it? Yeah, I do wish the direction wasn't mapped where you control this pointing. That's an immediate bugbear of the game.
This way.
Like the blood on the mace though, that's nice.
The torture room. Gods, I wish we didn't need these. It's here, don't they? Come on.
I'm not entirely sure if I'm hitting him.
I'm not going to walk.
Was he with us?
Happened along just in time.
Oh.
These boys seemed a bit upset at how I've been entertaining their comrades.
Don't
Or was he?
What's going on? A dragon is attacking Helgen.
A dragon. Please, don't make up nothing.
I keep carrying stuff till I can't carry stuff anymore.
I did hear some odd noises coming from over there.
Come with us. We need to get out of here.
Exit. So if it doesn't give me stat boost, so I'm going to put it down again. Oh, nice little dagger.
I said the keep is under attack.
Or some lockpicks, they'd be useful.
Looks like there's something in this cage.
Don't bother with that. Lost the key ages ago. Poor fellow screamed for weeks.
See if you can get it open with some picks. We'll need everything we can get.
Okie dokie.
Take
How do we do that? Ooh. No, go back up to the top. Use the left stick to rotate and then the right stick to rotate the lock. Left stick for the lockpick, right stick for the lock. When you rotate the lock, the closer the lockpick is to the correct position, the more the lock will rotate before the lockpick breaks. Only when the lockpick is in the correct position when the lock rotates fully and open. So it's just a standard. It's your standard Bethesda method of unlocking stuff.
please.
Grab what you can and let's go.
Oh, Mr. Gold. Let's do it.
There's no way out that way, you know.
There's always a way out. We search him? Yes. What does he have? Nothing. We're going to leave him alone. I'm not even going to take his robes. His raggedy little shirt. Yeah, I was quite excited about the sword and shield gameplay, to be honest.
Oblivion are we supposed to go?
I nearly created a orc character.
Give me a minute.
Just because they're a bit, you know, heavier weapons. Mate, leave some for us. What's going on? Oh, who's the bad guy? I really can't tell sometimes. Ah. Now I'm carrying too much. Nope, don't want that. Say how much I'm carrying? 17 too much. That's a lot too much. Let's drop... I'm assuming that's two-handed. I might try a two-handed thing, actually. I do have 3 of these. How do I drop? X. That's done enough. Ah, so you can still block by doing that. Okay. Mate, let me... Thank you. Oh, they do have a longbow. I don't have a bow yet, do I? And now I'm carrying too much. We can drop another one of those. They're worth me. I don't care how much they're worth. Let's do that.
Let's see if we can find a way out.
And then there's no... I have no arrows at the moment, so there's no way... You can't, like, sheath weapons behind you or something, which is a bit annoying. I don't think by default the game supports mods. So I hope there is some way that they resolve that. So if I, like, favourite that, I'll press B. Okay. So we'll favourite that and we'll favourite the battle axe. We'll leave it at that for now. Oh, that just does that. That's a crappy way. Yeah, that could feel better. And I don't have hands anymore. I don't have my Argonian hands. That's very annoying. I'm not allowed to use the lever. Only he can use the lever. Not used any magic yet, so that's the only thing which is really outstanding. No, can't be bothered. We're clearly supposed to go this way. Let's go this way. And then this way? Yes. We don't seem to have a stamina bar, do we? I thought I was blocking. Stamina is low. Now how do I know if my stamina is low? May prevent you from sprinting or using power attacks. 2 things that I don't think exist in this game. Which is interesting. So it's flashing when it's blocking. How do I know what my oh, I see my stamina bar now. Where's my mate? There he is. Jesus, take your time. Can't be bothered with any of these. How do we get out of here? This way. So it only counts in terms of stamina if we're actually hitting something. Maybe only if there's enemies around. Maybe that's how it works. See if we can test that in a second. It's still not going down. Oh, I still didn't go down then either. That bear was weak as anything. Expect bears to be tough. That was not a tough bear. I'm assuming we're going this way. It's kind of right in the compass. Compass defaults to the bottom in VR, which I'm okay with. I know that by default it's in the top in the main game. But I like it being at the bottom. Because if you're looking at a map or a compass in your hands, that's where it'd be. I wish my hands would stay. I'm finding that quite distracting. And I'm hoping that's a bit of a bug as opposed to that's how it's supposed to be. He's not gone for good. Oh, I'm not sticking around. I'm going. That took about a half hour, 35 minutes for me to get through that bit. And now we're in Skyrim proper, look. Some flowers. Super sampling does, I can notice the difference between that and the standard resolution, just about. Just a bit clearer, a bit sharper. I suppose I should say rather than, oh hello, you're back again. A bit sharper rather than clearer, because obviously again the textures are a little bit lacking compared to some modern games. There's a lot of And detail's the wrong word, but there's a lot of like foliage, there's a mixture of foliage, it's a couple of different colours, quite a lot of different rocks around and stuff. So some games, you might have like one texture and then the same rock placed a few times. That sounds a little bit... It's not too sure when it should work or not, is it? It should be like... I'm assuming there is a cutoff in terms of speed.
Come on. I feel better once we're on cover in Riverwood.
Maybe there's not. Oh, there is.
See that ruin up there? Bleak Falls Mountain.
That's how fast you have to move it to make that sound. I wish that sound was a bit more
Nightmares. Draugr creeping down the mountain.
locked to how fast you're actually moving it.
That kind of thing.
It's another little thing that I hope that Bethesda work on in terms of a patch. Little bit of juttering then as we're spinning around. That's quite nice. I'm enjoying that. That's good. These do something, don't they? What are these? Guardian stones. Thief stone, mage stone, warrior stone. We'll do the warrior stone. Yes.
3 of the 13 ancient standing stones that dot Skyrim.
Not too bothered. If I was going to do a full series, I'd probably create a new character anyway, so... I went with Argonian because I don't think I've ever been an Argonian in a... Are you coming, mate, or what? I don't think I've ever been an Argonian in a Bethesda game before, so I thought we went a little bit different. I've done Khajiit and Els, and I think that's pretty much all I've done. Maybe one Nord? Something like that? Mate, come on. The Morrowind window as a Khajiit, so as a thief. Morrowind had probably my favourite feature from an Elder Scrolls game, which was the open map system. So you didn't have a loading screen between outside and inside cities. It was just gates and or doorways and you walk through and there was no loading, and it was brilliant. And actually led to some of my, well, particularly my favourite ever game in memory came from that system where I was running from, I can't remember what the towns were called, I was running from the right hand side of the mountain. And I was seen doing something naughty, stealing something or something like that. So I started running away and I had guards following me and I ran through a little village or something, and then there were more guards chasing me. I ended up going to that bigger city on the left-hand side of the mountain where there was the Thieves Guild person who would remove your bounty for you. But I couldn't get in through the main gates of the city because they were barred by guards. So I had to run around like the back of the city where it edges onto the mountain to find somewhere where I could jump from the mountain onto the wall. Come here, you. Is there a quick... That's the quickest you've got, I guess, isn't it? No, I don't want that. Why did that happen? Why on earth did I don't want anything equipped? I don't want to be dangerous. And right now I feel like I'm going to accidentally kill anyone or... Oh my god. You... Oh, hang on. Did you just pilfer my...
Uncle Albert, hello.
No, 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 no! Okay, bad idea. Bad idea. Bad idea. I mean... She pilfered my kill. I guess that's what happens when you get hit. Give it back. Your health is low, you should drink a potion. Or use a healing spell to recover. Did he just heal? That's not fair, mate. Items, potions, potion of healing. How do I use? Trigger. Oh. Well, that's probably bad, right? I probably shouldn't have murdered everyone in that town. But there we go. It happened. That's what happens when you steal my kill. Stupid chicken probably dobbed me in. I'm not even sure where I'm going. Where is... Let's have a look at the map a second. How do I remove that? I don't want that. No, I don't want that. How do I... Ah, remove it. Cool. So the map I like. I like the map a lot. This just top-down view of the world is amazing. That's really nice. That's a genius decision, whoever did that. So that's where I am. Where is it telling me to go? Probably to Whiterun, I'd have thought, yeah? So that's where everyone is. Quest. No. Oh, no. Oh, no. Nope. Nope. Nope, don't want that. There we go, and then Y. Talk to Alvor in Riverwood. Oh, I killed him. Fully killed him. I've already failed the main quest of the game. Okay, I don't care. Let's carry on. You gonna start me, kid? Just leave it out, mate. Leave it out, alright? We don't want any trouble. Any more trouble. And you, chicken. Yeah. Last witness killed. Told you that chicken was trouble before. Okay, let's carry on towards Whiterun then, because that is the sort of main... Is it this way? Or this way? I don't know. Where is it in terms of the game world? That way. Okay, let's go up here then. Oh, I have magic spells now. Where did that come from? How did I manage that? Do I know? What do I know? Oh, flames healing and hist skin. Oh, okay. Well, in that case, let's favourite all of those. Yes, yes, yes. Hands! It makes me have hands. So if I come into here... Yes. Yes and yes. I like that. Alright, let's find something to kill. I'm pretty sure I did a magic playthrough when I went through Skyrim. Like I kind of said before, I didn't do the expansions because a mate of mine borrowed the game from me. Before the expansions came out, the DLC came out, then after it came out, I just, I didn't. It wasn't on the Xbox, which is how you could borrow it, obviously, rather than be on Steam. And after they came out, I just never went back to it again, and that was that. Right, what's the range on these? Not as far as I would like is the answer to that. Come here, mate, come here. No, come here, it's fine, don't worry, it's all chill. We're all chill. We are chill. Yes, mate. Yes. There's Whiterun. So from a distance, yeah, not brilliant. The town's a little bit plain looking. You can see through some of the houses. I'm assuming, oh no, there's a guard towers. Take that back. I take that back. It'd be nice if there was a way of... Like, your favourites should be on you somewhere. So you could have, like, 2 single-handeds there. Maybe, like, 2 there and 2 behind you. Magic on your chest area, like 4 magic ones, maybe. And then 2-handed weapons on your shoulders, maybe. So you could have 2 two-handed weapons. Four single-handed weapons. And then 4 magic spells, or even like 3 magic spells, so you could just pick between them which hand you want, depending on how you grab them. Something like that would be awesome. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Just something, those little touches, what make a VR game feel immensely immersive. Having to go into a menu to change my weapons and stuff, not so immersive. Loses it a little bit there, you know? But there we go. How the hell did you get into Whiterun? It's been so long since I played, I don't have any idea how I'm supposed to get in there. Not through here, I'm guessing. Not having a jump is weird. It's weird being in a game and not having jump. Now, a lot of those icons are red, which is making me think that every human in the game is now against me. Which would be a problem. That would be not ideal, is how I would describe it. Is that humans over there, or is this just some form of animal that's... not on my... No, those are people. And they're all running around looking for me. Because I think I am hated by everyone. Oh well. That's, far from ideal, isn't it? How did that news travel that fast? That is crazy. That is crazy. Well, let's try going in Whiterun and see if requires a key. Can't even go in Whiterun. Oh, this is sad, isn't it? And this is why you don't just immediately murder anyone and everyone you come across. So you can see there how weak that really is, that spell. Okay. I have no way of sprinting that I'm aware. Oh, I can. Clicking in the stick. So you can sprint. That's good. But there is no jump option that I can find. Mate. Yes. I'm assuming they've stopped chasing me. Okay, where are we? What's nearby? What sort of sites can we go and see? Well, obviously I've broken the game. That's done and dusted. So let's just spend... how long have we been going? I've been recording at 50 minutes, so it's maybe about 10 minutes that we've... Solitude would probably be quite cool to see, wouldn't it? So let's wander over to Solitude. Which means I have to go through this mountain range, through Morthal, across this little boggy area, and then over to Solitude. So that's a goal then for this video, isn't it? Oh no, don't do that, my word. So where are we looking? So we are going to miss a few of the interesting things like getting our first shout and that sort of thing. We're not going to take on the giants, we are not prepared for that in any way. Or their mammoths. Let's just take a little bit of a look at them, see if they can... see how close we can get before they attack. Are they quite friendly until you attack them? I can't remember. No, he is not happy. And I'm running. Oh my word, that hurt. That really hurt. I was lucky to survive that. That's super useful. It's super useful. It's going to heal yourself up. At least they don't chase you very far. That's something. Oh, nope, we don't want to go over here. There are bandits. We don't have any... Is that one gone at least? Fellow Argonian, why do you forsake me? So it seems to limit the amount of times you can attack. Yeah. So can you do only at that sort of pace. So that's quite a nice way of doing it, really. It's one of the problems with VR games and melee weapons is that you do often end up in that situation where if you just swing your arms around very fast, you are basically invincible. There was a wolf there. I thought it was some sort of big cat, but no, it's a wolf. There's another mammoth. Do we see if we can take down the mammoth? Whatever they're called. That is cool. So angry looking. Yeah, they might be a bit tough for us. They might be a little bit tough for us. We'll just leave them be. After we've just set one on fire. That's fine. That's fine. Oh no. You will burn to death. Thank you. I'm not going to half-ass that. So in a way, it's nice they haven't given you controls and you can just figure them out for yourself. On the other hand, like I might not have figured out what sprint was. So I just put my weapon away. Oh, I did. How did I do that? Is it just holding in the trigger, holding in the grab button, and then tapping the triggers brings them back out again? Either grab button or the left grab button. Yeah, the fact there's no jump I find very weird. Very weird. How am I going to navigate my way up tricky little precipices like that if I can't jump and find those hidden little footholds? This is nice. Does Skyrim have a day-night cycle? I'm assuming it does. There's a wait option, isn't there? What do we have here? Now you would have thought you would have been nicely susceptible to fire, wouldn't you? That would have been the crazy assumption. He is murdering me. I'm dead. Yeah, I shouldn't have tried to take him on. My own mistake. Where's that going to load us back to? We haven't saved the game at all. Oh, come on now. How do you save the game then? That's a question. Quick save. There's a quick save option there. Oh, damn and blast. Damn and blast. Okay, that's not what I wanted. So let's favorite all of those. Oh, okay.
We should stick around to see if he comes back.
I'm going to ignore him completely. I'm just going to run north. Going about 55 minutes now, so probably about 45 for you guys. Do just want to see if I can get to Solstice. Let's see what that looks like. And then call it there. Is that where I was? I'm very confused. I don't think it was it? No, so I ran through that area and went to Whiterun before. Already forgot there was a sprint, so we'll activate sprint. Sprint, go! There's a few little caves and stuff that we could look in, but I think I'd rather stick with the outside for now, where, you know, we've got these beautiful views to look at. Now, so you can't strafe and sprint at the same time. With realistic swimming on, to begin swimming, move your head under the surface of the water. Hold left trigger and right trigger, move your arms front to back to move yourself forward. Swap swim, move your head above the surface of the water. No, I don't really like that, to be honest. Like if you're in a tiny river, you need to move your head under the surface of the water. Surely that's going to be more annoying than anything. How am I going to get through here? Can I get up there, do you reckon? No, I see, without a jump. Oh, it's a little bit more forgiving than normal, maybe. Maybe. Fox, mate. They've got flames on. Oh, there we go. Cool, I'm liking this. Not liking him. He can shut up. See, he's got a mate in there, but sod him. I like this transition into the snowy mountains. That's good. I should probably... Whiterun's there. Yes, we are heading in pretty much the right direction. I'm imagining we'd need to go to Riverrun? Whatever it's called, to get the key to go to Whiterun. So we're going to skip that. That's quite nice. There's little mountain peaks in the distance. Ooh. I thought that was going to be a problem. Apparently not. So the view distance is pretty good. I did turn the graphics up to high. I think they can go higher in terms of some of the view distances for like characters and stuff. But it's pretty good. There's another giant. Hey, giant. I'm fine. I'm not going to do anything. It's all good, mate. It's all good, mate. Ah, setting fire to you. Ah. Okay, run away. Oh, he missed me entirely. Guess there's no way of blocking if you're magicking, is there? Oh. He's given up. So yeah, if I wanted to get up there, you just need to kind of wiggle against it to either get up, which is very annoying. You should definitely have put a jump option in. There's not really any reason not to. Thank you. I won't accept you living. So it's past this little ruin over here. There's lots of life, a lot more life than I think I remember in terms of the non-threatening life. A lot more deers and stuff. Butterflies fluttering around, which is lovely. That looks really nice from down here. If I go through there, am I going to be bombarded by bandits? Yeah, I can see someone up there. We won't worry about it. So I should probably start sort of summarising my thoughts on the game, really. I've kind of warbled on about it a bit anyway, but... So the main question would be, would I play a whole series, not a series, would I personally, not necessarily recording, would I go through the game again in VR? Which is an interesting question, really. If there wasn't much else out at the time, I could definitely see myself playing it. If there's a lot of... at the moment, it's a very good time for VR, really. There's lots of games out, there's lots of games due out, there's lots of stuff I haven't played that I've been meaning to get around to. And in that kind of situation, would I play through a whole Skyrim game again? Now, I haven't done any of the expansions, so that is a little bit... gives me a little bit of impetus to actually go and play it. Impetus? That's probably not the right word. So I would actually see something new. And like that white gorilla-y creature we fought, the frost thing. That was relatively new to me. I don't remember that at all. I remember the giants, I remember the wolves, I remember the mammoths. But I don't remember that at all. So there's a lot of stuff that I imagine I've forgotten about the game. Because it was back when it first came out for the Xbox 360. So you're talking a fair bit of time since I played through the game proper. And it would be a proper full VR game rather than some of the kind of, not half-baked, that's not what we're looking for, the shorter experiences. That's what I'll go for, which would be awesome. On the other hand, it isn't... It's VR, but it very much feels like a VR game that has... a monitor game that's been ported to VR. That's what it feels like. The menu system in particular I find very disappointing. I know we had a similar thing in Fallout anyway, but yeah, I should have holsters. I should be able to just look down and see my weapons and grab them. Even if they're floating in thin air without a body attached to them, I should be able to see them. Like, how do I get over this? This tiny wall. How do I get over it? I just have to walk against it till it decides I'm allowed up. I can't get up that. That sort of stuff is annoying. And I think it would make navigating a little bit frustrating. Yeah, so the holsters, like, that shouldn't happen. My controller is there, pointing forward. If I look down, I shouldn't start walking backwards. At the very least, I should be able to stop that. That's annoying. So the VR controls and options are, on the whole, quite good and detailed. Like, it's a nice amount of movement options, but not having the option to turn off locking your movement to the direction of your controller, that's a big deal to me. That's a big deal. And yeah, it's just the way that it's not quite fully VR implemented. It's not as immersive as it could be. Like the fact my hands keep disappearing and I keep seeing controllers, that shouldn't happen. I should always have hands. That should be the default thing. I should never even load the controllers up unless you're in like the original game menus. That looks pretty good. It's a shame the tree is just very abruptly cut off in this kind of semicircle around us, which is obviously where the tree distance is set. But having that ruin over there, that looks nice. We can just see, is it Solstice? What is it called? Solitude, that's what it's called. Morthal in the middle, that's what we're looking at over there. That's the ruins, and Solitude all the way over there. Which, yeah, I think that's over there. So Morthal, I think, is down here. And then, holy crap! Alright. Alright, fair enough, mate. Fair play. If that's how you want to do it, that's how you want to do it. Right, so we do still have a long way to go to get to Solitude. So let's not dilly-dally. So yeah, I don't really need to start summarising too soon, but there you go. Those are my general thoughts. It looks quite nice. It runs very well, which you'd expect for a game of this age. I do have a fairly high-end GPU, so you would be very... I'd be pretty frustrated if it was struggling to run it. But compared to how, you know, LA Noire ran on the Rift, which was, if you've forgotten, god-awful, it's nice to have a game that is running solidly. Particularly a game from a developer that has not been particularly... Yeah, see, when I sheathe my weapons, it shouldn't go to controllers. That's terrible. That's terrible. Bethesda, boo. If from a company that has not been particularly supportive of the Rift in the past, and I am playing on the Oculus Rift, which you should be able to see from the controllers. Other hand, there you go, from the controllers. If from a company that has not been particularly supportive of the Rift, it's very nice to see a game that runs well in the Rift, out of the box, straight on launch day. That's brilliant. And as much as I'm enjoying it, there is just, yeah, I'm more negative than positive, I think, which I'm a bit surprised about. I thought I'd be really into this. The movement thing's annoying, so I was looking forward to doing a sword and shield sort of run. And yeah, the general lack of VR implementation. Like, if you look at my video for X-Plane 11, which is in VR beta support at the moment. If you look at that, the way they've done that, it's a quite simple game, I suppose, compared to Skyrim. You have, you know, planes, and that's about it, really. Planes and runways. Which I'm sure a lot of people out there would be very annoyed that I summarised it as that, but that's about it. But in their VR beta support, in all of their cockpits, or in all but 3 of their cockpits of the default planes you get in the game, you can touch every button. And every button does exactly what it's supposed to, and it's not... You don't just point at it and press, you know, A to push a button. You lean forward and you press the trigger to press it. You actually have to lean forward. Like, why when I'm collecting stuff do I not lean forward and press the trigger or press the grab button, which is what it should be, but a lot of Steam VR-based focused games don't tend to do that, which is fine, whatever. But why am I not grabbing things with my hands in a VR game? Why am I not grabbing? Why is that not how it works? Why have I got to press A? Why have I got to press a button to pick it up? That's frustrating. And it's those little things that really make a difference to me between an amazing VR game and a good game that supports VR, which is really what we have here. It's not an amazing VR game, it's just a game that supports VR. What are you doing in the water? That is not where you belong. So yes, because if you watched my X-Plane video, which is going to be my benchmark for VR experiences for a while, because if you watch my X-Plane video, I was giddy in that pretty much. It's the first time in a long time that I've had a VR experience feel like a brand new VR experience again. And like something that's like a brand new, if you can remember the first time you put on a VR headset and you were put in Tuscany or wherever it happened to be, and it just blew your mind. It was something that was completely different, completely new. Oh, there's Solitude. That's beautiful. That's what... Oh, you bugger. That's what, that's nice. That's cool. That's what X-Claim was like for me. And I imagine anyone who's been into VR for a while is going to play Skyrim and they're going to go, oh, it's good. It's nice that they've managed to get it in there. How do I go down? Oh, I see. It's just point and move. But it's not perfect. Which is a shame. And I wonder if that's partly because they had to support standard controllers. Obviously it was a PSVR game first. Awesome rain, wonderful. Oh, that sounded sarcastic. It wasn't. I'm glad we got a bit of additional weather in the game. It's nice. So I wonder if that's because they had to support controllers. Not going to be able to reach that, am I? Because PSVR doesn't come with motion controllers as standard, does it? A lot of the games do use the standard DualShock controller. Because the motion controllers, if you're not aware, are the old eye controllers with the big balls on top, and that's what it uses as its motion tracking. So they're not supposed to be particularly amazing, because they are basically just re-engineered eye controllers. I don't know what they're called. Catless Farm. So yeah, I was wondering if that's why it's a little bit more dependent on button presses and stuff rather than what you'd hope. But still, nonetheless, you'd have hoped that by the time they got around to the PC release of it, they'd have ironed those things out. But I guess if it's not there, it's probably not ever going to be there. So what you can hope for, of course, being on PC though, is that at some point...
If you've come to Solitude to join the Legion, speak to Rika.
Hey!
Just keep your nose clean while you're here.
Khajiit pals?
Up like Rocky.
Never talk to someone.
It's not a toy.
How do you... There we go.
Right. But if you get arrested, do not blame it on me.
Yeah, I didn't have enough gold for that. But thank you.
May your road lead you to warm sands.
So yes, mod support, that's where I was going with that. By default, or the game says it doesn't support mods. Based on what Fallout did, which was, although it says it doesn't support mods, if you drop mods into the game directory, they tended to still work. So I'd kind of assume it's the same for Skyrim. I don't know, because I didn't really play much Fallout. I did my couple of videos and that was about it, really. So I don't know if
You betrayed, traitor.
there are new mods just for the VR version. So, for example, mods that would enable holster support, or mods that would stop that from being the default stick movement, which is a little bit annoying. So that's always hopeful, I guess is what I'm going for. It's hopeful that someone else, if Bethesda aren't going to fix it, it's hopeful that someone else would fix it. This isn't what I really wanted, is it? It just says something. Oh no, I am. Oh, that is the blue palace. I was hoping to look over the edge, but I'm guessing you can't look over the edge particularly. I suppose they don't want you to, do they? Because you can't just jump over the edge, so why'd you better look over the edge? Oh, okay. I thought that was where the wizards were. I thought that's where the wizards guild was. But obviously my memory of the game is a little hazier than I hoped. Oh, can we look through here? Just about. Blimey. Yeah, it's not giving you much room to really see anything, is it? And that's one of those areas you can just see the level of details at the edge of a transition period, because as you move around you can see the snow kind of disappearing on the mountainside. It's always a little bit of a shame, but nothing you can really do about that. Just so happens I've reached that level. The going up steps is tricky. Why don't I have a jump? Alright then. Well, I suppose it's about time we think about wrapping it up. See, all in all...
Fancy magic someplace else.
Sorry, mate. And there's my stupid controllers. All in all, the game's very impressive. It works quite well. It works very well. It's very smooth. It's quite well optimized, although again, you would very much hope it'd be very well optimized, seeing as it's a... How old is Skyrim now? I don't know, like 10 years maybe? No, it can't be 10 years. Whatever it is, it's not a young game, you know?
I'd be a lot warmer and a lot happier with a belly full of meat.
Which you can definitely tell by looking at it, but that's not necessarily a bad thing for VR, like I said. It's not... It works in its favour that it isn't the greatest looking game in the world, because it means it actually runs relatively well, which is nice.
This here axe in full swing is a right terrible sight.
So, what we'll do to end off with then... I suppose what I should, just in case I ever do come back to it, I don't think I will come back to this playthrough. But just in case, let me just remember how we actually get to the menus. And we'll do a quick save, and I assume that's quick saved, yes. And then... Oh, how did anyone see that? Oh, he has the Skyrim helm. Oh, he's an important character, so he hasn't died. That's a little bit frustrating. So let's go through and see what I can put on that might increase my armor. There's a shield, we don't really want the shield. The Skyrim helm, which of course is, disappointingly to almost everyone, one of the worst helms in the game. Okay, let's bring out our battle axe. Oh, press the Oculus button. Did you just come back to life? That's cheating. You should have stayed down. You should have stayed down. Am I dead? I'm dead. Okay. Well, there we go then. That is Skyrim VR. Yeah, he looks pissed off at me now. You knew what happened. His eyes do at least follow you, which is nice. He looks like he's looking at you. It was kind of weird when you're over here and he's just like looking out the very corner of his eye at you. A little bit odd. So that is Skyrim VR, yes. Very well done. Just missing a few odd classes important VR touches to make it truly outstanding. If you've never played Skyrim, of course, and you have any VR headset, pretty much, any PC VR headset, now is your chance to experience a full, like what, 80, 100-hour game, probably, if you did everything in it, game in VR. And I imagine that would be an absolutely wonderful experience. I think it really would be. Hello, children! It doesn't even trigger the guards. Let alone you can't hurt them. Setting fire to them doesn't even trigger the guards. It's a little silly. That's a little silly. So if you've not played it, it would be more than worthwhile to come through and at least give it a go, I would say. It is full price, which is always the... With the Bethesda games in particular, that is the bit of a gotcha. If you've already bought Skyrim on the Xbox 360, plus you might have bought it on the next-gen consoles, plus you might have bought it on PC, this might be your third, fourth, or fifth time. You might have it on Switch as well, of course. You might have bought this game 3 or 4 times already. So being asked to buy it again for VR is not the worst thing in the world, but being asked to pay £40 or I think $60, that's a little different. That's a little different. Particularly if you already own it on PC, why wasn't there an upgrade option for PC owners where they pay £20? Because you've already bought the game and probably all the DLC on PC. So why isn't there an option just to buy like a 20 quid upgrade to get the VR stuff? Or even like a voucher, like they have done for some games, or if you own this, then you get this for a bit less sort of thing, rather than being like an add-on to the existing game. That sort of thing would be very much appreciated, and the price tag does make it difficult to justify, I think, if you've already played through Skyrim before, and you're not necessarily looking for a huge involving VR game to take all your time up with. So Skyrim it is a time sink. You could play this for, like I say, 100 hours easy. Particularly if the mods do work, then you could be lost in this forever. There are people who have spent thousands of hours playing Skyrim because of the mods. So the price tag does make it challenging. If you've never played it before, now is definitely the time to have a go. If you have played it, I suppose it depends on if you're looking for something to play or not. It's certainly not a bad implementation. I suppose that's the takeaway. It's not a bad implementation. It could be a lot worse. I just wish it was a little bit better, I think. Yeah. Anyway, so kind of a negative video overall. Which is, again, I'm kind of a bit surprised about. Why can't I jump up there, you stupid game? Yeah. I was really looking forward to this, and I kind of feel a little bit deflated by it, to be honest. I'm glad that it runs well. I'm glad that it looks pretty good despite its age. I'm annoyed at some of the VR options lacking. And I'm annoyed at the price. I'm annoyed at £40 for the game. I think that's way too much. But there we go. It's up to Bethesda, I guess. And they are kind of notorious at this now. There's a lot of people that said when they started doing their Doom, Skyrim, and Fallout VR games, not a lot, there are some cynical people that suggested that they were only doing it so that their court fight with Oculus would hold more water, because their whole idea was they have a vested interest in VR, which is why they're annoyed that Palmer Luckey and John Carmack? Oh my god, is it John Carmack? I can't remember his name. Oh my god, that's horrible. Mr. Carmack. Palmer Luckey and Mr. Carmack allegedly broke some contractual agreements and stuff and stole some intellectual property. That was their whole argument, that they had this vested interest in VR. Oh, now it works. So there were some cynical people said that the only reason they did VR conversions was so they could go in court and say, look at the work we're doing on investing in VR. This is why we're so annoyed about John Carmack stealing our intellectual property. This is why we need billions of pounds, and we need Rift to immediately stop selling all Rifts and whatever their ridiculous initial demands were. Anyway, so that's for the cynical-minded of you. The less cynical-minded of you would say that they're a games company and there's money to be made, so they're going to make money wherever they can, and at the moment there is potential to make money in VR. You get in on the ground floor and you make yourself a viable AAA VR developer, and, you know, gain a lot of respect from the VR community, which is small at the moment, but growing every day. Anyway, I am just warbling on for basically no reason at this point, so I'm going to leave that there. So I do hope you've enjoyed this look at Skyrim VR. There I go, dying again. If you have enjoyed it, please do click the like button, that would be hugely appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you are new or haven't already subscribed. And of course, if you do have any questions or comments, if you've played a bit more of this than I have, or if you've played it on the PSVR as well, I know there's a couple of you that have. Did I just crouch? How in the hell do you crouch? I genuinely don't even know how I've done that. Like, yeah, see, this is where you can do with the control menu, isn't it? Because I have no idea what just happened. Anyway, yeah, questions, comments, leave them down below, particularly if you've played the game already. Let me know what you thought of it. Otherwise, I will see you next time in some other magical VR adventure, I'm sure. And as always, thank you very, very much for joining me.